I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sauce. And that's for sure. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday morning to you all. Hope you all had a great Saturday. I sure did. I had a great one. I placed 4 bets and went 3-1, but one of them was my biggest bet of the year. 2 units on the Cubs. And for you guys that follow along with me and the website and everything, I usually don't do 2 units bets. I usually keep it pretty conservative just because I know there's a lot of people following. I know that's not exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be aggressive when you have huge edges, but I'm pretty mindful that there's a lot of people following what I post. So I have to sleep at night. So like I keep it pretty conservative. So 2 units was my biggest bet of the year. So shout out to the Cubs for that. We got 15 games on the board. I think I have 3 bets open at this time. Yeah, Padres just won, by the way, walk-off fashion. That's what we were just talking about. Let's go ahead and get into it. And you guys, right as I was clicking go live, both these guys on my right and my left said they were taking the Royals at -115. So go ahead. You guys both are on Kansas City. It just opened up. The graphic says -110, but it looks like the best you can get is -115. So go ahead, Spoon.
Yeah.
Jose Urena is who I expect to pitch for the Twins tomorrow, at least the majority of the innings. Not a guy I have a ton of respect for. Guy that's pretty much been a gas can in his last 5 or 6 years in the MLB. And on the opposite side, we got Ryan Bergert. This guy was in Fort Wayne a few years ago. Took a long time to get to the majors. Had UCL surgery in college, but before that, he was one of the most highly touted pitchers in his generation, and he's now finally getting healthy, getting a chance to prove it. And I think this is a guy I want to back a lot in the second half of this season. I think the Royals are going to be trying to make a playoff push. I think -116 probably closes closer to -125, -130, and I think the Royals win this game comfortably. I have no faith in the Twins bullpen after Urena either.
I kind of agree, but I didn't bet it. These 2 guys bet it. So go ahead, Toast. You're on the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. All I can really add is that, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. I mean, I think Trevor mentioned it yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, they're still pricing the Twins like this was before the trade deadline because they've had like somewhat of a decent week with a couple wins against Detroit and then a win against Cleveland. But that really means nothing to me. I'm well aware that they had a really big night in Kansas City against Seth Lugo. But we saw tonight they didn't really do much. I get that Kansas City didn't do much either. But this Berger kid's really good. He came over from San Diego. He was one of the main pieces in that Furman trade, and he's been really, really good. I mean, again, not to try to build him up into something that he's not, but 41 plus innings, a 2.83 ERA. I mean, he's been pretty damn solid. I mean, you're only going to probably get 4 or 5 innings out of him, unless he's like really pitching well. But which I mean, I don't think is crazy because I mean, this Twins team is still a AAA lineup, but. Urena is pretty damn bad, like Spoon said. I mean, I don't think he's been as bad this year so far. If I'm right, like I think he's had a couple of decent innings, a couple of decent outings here, of very, very short outings, like 2 or 3 innings. But regardless, I don't see any facet of the game that the Royals don't have the advantage. So yeah, I bet Kansas City at -115.
I can't say I disagree with you guys. I obviously had the Royals both games this series, and I agree that they're significantly better team. And copy and paste, they keep pricing this Twins team like it's before the trade deadline. The Twins sold, and the Royals didn't. So the Royals are a significantly better baseball team than the Twins are right now, straight up. And all the bullpen arms, they went tonight, but they're all going to be available. So I agree. I just also agree with this guy Trace X in the comments. He says Royals struggled today with a bunch of G's, and I couldn't agree more. I watched that entire game. Obviously, it was one of my bets tonight, so I had it on one of the main TVs. I sweat the entire game, start to finish. There wasn't a moment of that game I was comfortable. So I probably, this is not a game I'm interested in. These guys are a lot more confident than me. I see 9.5 seems crazy for these 2 teams. It's favorable weather for scoring runs in Minnesota. Maybe that's why, but it would only be under 9.5 or past. These guys bet it. I'm not betting this. Let's go to the next one. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. I bet this one, and I think this one closes really well. I got to say, this is nothing like the Cubs yesterday. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I got the exact same number in this one. I got the Reds at -108. I do think it's a good number that closes well, but I'm not as confident. The Reds bats are just really tough to get behind right now. They got some ugly looking numbers. I'm not going to try to defend the Cincinnati lineup. The numbers don't look good at all, and it's tough. Pick them on the road. Mike Burrows isn't even that bad, by the way. He actually has looked pretty good from time to time this year. Just to give you an idea. Yeah, Burrows is pretty good. This is not a fade of Burrows in any way. Here are the Reds' offensive numbers. I'm not going to defend. This is one of the worst lineups in baseball in the last 2 weeks. One of the worst lineups against righties. I'm not going to try to defend the Reds' bats. But, number one, the Pirates are every bit as bad. I mean, the Pirates are terrible. Here are the right-handed pitchers the Pirates have seen. They got to one. They got to Brady Singer. Other than that, I mean, Verlander, Logan Webb, Chase Burns. I don't trust the Pirates either. And Littell has been a machine, man. He's one of the most consistent starting pitchers in baseball this year. So he's put up the numbers that he's put up pitching his home games in a minor league park. So I like Littell. I think he deals. On the other side, like I said, I like Burrows. Burrows might deal right back, where I think the advantage comes into play. So in the first 5, if you're a Burrows guy, if you think Burrows can go turn this into a pitcher's duel against Littell, not even disagreeing with you there, where I think I have the significant advantage is late in the game. Pittsburgh used kind of a bullpen day today. Ashcraft's been one of their most reliable arms. He threw 56 pitches today. Mlodzinski threw 47 pitches today. So, look, Santana's going to be available to close the game out if they need him. But I don't know how deep Burrows goes into this game. He better go 8, because once he hands the ball off, the advantage is heavily in Cincinnati's favor. No Santian for the Reds, but everyone else is available. They've got arms. Barlow, Ashcraft, Pagan. So Reds have the significant advantage later in the game. I think -108 is a great number that closes well. Toast?
I played under. I got 8.5 though. I played under. Same type of mentality as you though. I didn't really love Cincinnati enough offensively to actually bet them, but I think that Zach Littell pitches well. Like Kyle said, he's been an absolute machine. And not only has he been going out there and pitching well and not giving up runs, he's been going pretty deep into games too. He's essentially giving you 6 or 7 innings every time he takes the ball. Obviously, there's a couple snafus there, but regardless, he's really going deep into games. And like Kyle said, I mean, the Pirates aren't scoring runs versus anybody really, especially versus right-handed pitching. And then more than less, it's Mike Burrows who had one bad start on the road in Minnesota, and then his last start at home against San Francisco, they got him after they had just seen him his previous start before that. So I don't even know how much stock I put into that. But besides that, this guy's been going out there and been fantastic. 6 innings, 1 run against San Francisco, 6 innings, no runs against Arizona, 5 for 2 against the White Sox, 5 for 0 in Seattle, 4 1/3 for the Mets. I could keep going. Milwaukee, he pitched well against, only 2 1/3, but I just don't see how we get to 9 runs in this game personally. So I don't really love the fact that the Pittsburgh bullpen is a little bit taxed, but regardless, I don't think that Cincinnati is going to hammer it enough for this game to go over 9.
Spoon?
Yeah, in the voice chat, I gave out the same thing, under 8.5, -120. It's available on FanDuel and ESPN Bet, I believe, still right now. I think this closes 8s across the board. I just don't see any way to get runs in this game. These offenses are really pitiful right now. We look at Pittsburgh Pirates versus right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. They're 26th. You expand it to the full season, they're 29th in WRC+. And then on the opposite side for the Reds, the last 14 days, they're 28th WRC+. Full season, they're 22nd WRC+. Mike Burrows, sure, he had a bad start last game, but as Toast said, you're seeing the same lineup twice in a week. As a pitcher, you're going to have a bad start in one of those games. It's not just something for young pitchers. That elite pitchers do the same thing. And I have a lot of confidence in this kid to be able to pitch pretty well to the Reds lineup. I think the bullpen is going to be in a decent shape today. Ashcraft, obviously, you listed him out of the bullpen, but I mean, started today. So I think they were fully planning on that. I think this is a spot where this game finishes like 3-1, and it's no sweat.
And the graphic in front of these guys says under 8, but make sure you're line shopping. Like they both said, they both got 8.5. And if you look, there are a couple 8.5s out there. So make sure you're shopping around. And appreciate the birthday wishes. Shout out to those in the comments that remembered. It is my birthday today.
Oh, it technically is, yeah.
Right now, as of it's been my birthday for 10 minutes.
I was gonna say that's my.
Are the Kyle Kirms bobbleheads up on the website yet, or are they still in production?
No, the promotional Solace bobbleheads are not available at this time.
A CLV chain.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. So, and by the way, about the voice chat, I got some good feedback about running through them all at the end. So we're gonna do the voice chat at the end. It'll be in the timestamp voice chat picks. So I'm not forgetting. Yeah, I toasted that. He put voice chat in the timestamps. So yeah, we'll do those at the end. Marlins Braves. I bet this game. I gotta say, I really wish I was getting a better number. I do think this is a good number, and I do think it maybe closes a little bit better. Might be doing a little bit of gambling here, playing the Marlins at plus 110. So, all right. The reason I'm a little worried about it is because I don't think the Marlins are a good team. Look, I don't think the Braves are a good team either, but I don't think the Marlins are a good team. I don't think they're nearly as good as their record indicates. So if I'm taking a bad team to win a road game, I usually want to get a pretty good number, and plus 110 just is not that juicy, but I did bet it. I don't even know if I like the Marlins to get to Joey Wentz. He hasn't been particularly good. The Marlins get against lefties. I mean, as of late, I'll look at the game logs. They've actually gotten to 2 lefties in a row. On the season, this has not been a good lineup against lefties. So I don't even really know if I trust the Marlins to score runs on Joey Wentz. Here are the Marlins game logs against lefties. They did get to Katana and Rodon, so maybe the Marlins turning a corner as far as scoring runs against lefties. But as a whole, this team's been really bad against lefty starters. So, again, I really don't know if I trust the Marlins to score runs on Joey Wentz. Then why did I bet the Marlins? Well, this actually might be a really nice-looking matchup for Cal Quantrill. Check this out. So the Braves have not been good against righty bats at all. This is one of the worst lineup. This crazy year the Braves have had. This is a bottom 10 lineup against right-handed pitching. Full season, last 30 days, last 2 weeks. They've been consistently struggling against right-handed pitching. Here are the game logs. I mean, where are the righties that the Braves got to? There's only one on here. It's right here. Yuri Perez. What's unique about Yuri Perez is he has an ugly-looking xFIP against lefty bats. That is not Cal Quantrill. In fact, he's the opposite. He has strong splits against lefty bats, and the reason that's significant, 5 of the first 6 batters in the Braves lineup are going to be hitting from the left-hand side. So they got to Yuri Perez, a guy who's stronger against righty bats, but now enter Cal Quantrill, who's got nice numbers against lefty bats. And by the way, Cal Quantrill hasn't been that bad. These guys, I think, like Cal Quantrill better than I do, but he hasn't been that bad. Toast is a Cal Quantrill guy.
Cal.
And then on top of that, sorry, I'm being long-winded here. On top of that, in the late innings, all Miami. So these two teams played a doubleheader today. The Braves used all of their arms. I mean, Iglesias has gone 3 of the last 4. Pierce Johnson's gone 2 of the last 3. Dylan Lee. Now, these guys will be available, but they're on the tax side. Meanwhile, Miami played a doubleheader and didn't use any of their main arms. Foucher, Enriquez, 2 guys that I kind of trust late in the game here. Miami's got all their main arms available. So in the late innings, I like the advantage for the Marlins as well. Like I said, plus 110, not the best number, but I did bet it. And you can get a plus 115 on Caesars right now. So not a great start.
I was just about to say everything that Kyle said. I'm on board. I love it. I'm just having bet the Marlins because I feel like this line is going to creep up for some reason. Don't really understand why, but Kyle went through pretty much everything I would say. The only thing I can add is not only has Cal not been that bad, he's coming off probably his worst start of the season. The last time that he had a start where he kind of got hit up, he came back his next 2 starts, pitched 11 innings against the Royals and Brewers and gave up 1 run. So I trust for him to bounce back. And then also worrying about Miami on the road. They're actually a better road team. They're 29-27 on the road compared to 28-31 at home. So nothing crazy, but a team that you don't mind trusting on the road. And I also feel like if Atlanta's laying juice to anybody, it's just a bet on the other team because this team just can't get out of their own way. So I will be betting Miami as well.
Yeah, Superbook's up to plus 120, but Pinnacle's holding strong at plus 115. Spoon, what do you think about this one?
I was looking at this back and forth. I was kind of hoping to see a 9 on the board that you could grab and just take the under. I have a lot of faith in Quantrill as well. Like, if we look at his last 10 starts, he's got 2 starts where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. We can look at all the pitchers in baseball. You're going to have a hard time finding many more that have been that consistent. And that last start, I think just gives us a little value with him. I also like Miami. I I'd rather bet it at like a plus 125, plus 120 price. If it gets there, it probably will wind up on my card. But my biggest lean is the under in this game. Everything's juiced to the over 8.5 right now, so I do think we see the 9, and that's what I'd like to move on. But just kind of stuck between those two right there. The only side I could take is Miami, though. I think Joey Wentz is more susceptible to give up runs than what Quantrill is, especially to this Atlanta offense.
Yeah, I trust what you just said at the end there. It copy and paste. You're like, I really would rather get a plus 120, plus 125. Trust me, I am in the boat. I almost passed, and I ended up betting it at the plus 110. Obviously, I wish I waited because you can get plus 115 right now. I do think it'll swing. I think it'll close well, though. Houston Yankees. Go ahead, Toast. You bet this game. I really don't have an opinion on it. I know you bet it, though.
Yeah, I did, and I guess I just don't understand the price. I've bet this twice. I got the worst of the number at plus 155, and then I bet it again at like 176 or whatever it is right now. So, I guess we can start with Jason Alexander. If we're just going to crown the Yankees after winning a game, I mean, to make them these big of favorites, and just to think that they're just going to destroy Jason Alexander, I mean, I guess they can have my money. But I mean, Jason Alexander's been pretty damn consistent. I mean, nothing crazy good, but road starts against Miami, the Athletics, and Arizona. I mean, he's essentially going to give you 5 innings of 3-run baseball, which again, is nothing great. I'll give you that. But at the same time, this Yankees offense isn't doing anything either. I mean, they won today. I think they score 4 runs or 5 runs today or whatever it was. But previous to that, 3-0, 5-3-0. Then they had a couple of decent games against Tampa Bay. But this offense isn't what I'm worried about. And on top of Jason Alexander, I mean, you're going to have, I mean, essentially everybody in the Astros bullpen that's good rested and available behind him without any concern there. And then on the other side, okay, let's talk about Max Fried, who got paid all that money and stuff like that. He's been absolutely terrible, and not for Max Fried standards terrible. He hasn't been good for a month and a half, 2 months. He had a really good start in Cincinnati on 625, and besides that, he's essentially giving you 5 innings of 3-run baseball every time he goes out there. So I don't understand why the Yankees are this big of a price. You can make an argument that, yeah, the Astros versus left-handed pitching aren't that great. Yeah, that's true. But they just got to Mackenzie Gore. Jacob Lopez just pitched well against them. Jacob Lopez is kind of pitching really well. He just went through, 8 or 9 shutty in Washington the other day or whatever it was. But they've gotten consistently decent numbers versus left-handed pitching. So I don't understand the number. How is this number completely flip? I mean, the Yankees they used Weaver, they used Duvall, they used Leiter Jr. yesterday. So Weaver and Duvall are both back-to-back days. Leiter Jr. hadn't pitched in a month, so I guess he'll be good to go. Like, I just don't even understand where the advantage is for the Yankees. I guess maybe offensively, but I don't even know if I'm there. So yeah, I've bet Houston twice already. I guess we'll see what happens.
What do you think, Spoon?
Yeah, I was looking at this game pretty hard. I was closer to betting the plus 1.5, just a little bit safe on that one. I just feel like the Yankees, even if they do get out to a lead with Max Fried, that bullpen surrenders a few runs. He just talked about it. The reliever I trust most is Luke Weaver in that back end, and I don't believe he'll be available for that game. And on the other side, we got Jason Alexander coming in. I mean, this is George Costanza coming to pitch in Yankee Stadium. He's been waiting his whole life for this moment. I don't understand why he wouldn't come out and pitch well. We haven't seen anything to show us on the season, minor leagues or major leagues, that makes me think he's going to get touched up by this Yankees lineup. I could only be on the Astros here. I do like the money line. I wonder how much money comes in on the Yankees. You see a guy like Max Fried with a relatively unknown pitcher on the other side, and I think that leads to some money coming in on the Yankees. I haven't moved on it yet, but that plus 1.5 for the Astros is the angle I like best.
I mean, I think the Yankees win this game, but I agree at the price. I guess it would have to be huge. I'm not even putting anything up because I truly have no idea. I looked at this game for like 5 minutes. I don't even. There's a few games where I was just like, yeah, no. This being one of them. Why didn't I bet the over in this game? We liked it on the show. I think all 3 of us took the over last night. Did anyone bet it? I didn't bet it. It was like the freest bet on the board. We all took the over. I don't think any of us actually even took it. Yeah, I have no opinion on this one. Either of you guys familiar with Morales?
I can't say that I'm super familiar with him, but I do know that he's one of these guys that he made his. I think he made his big league debut like not too long ago. I mean, he's been one of their AAA guys, so he was decent for them in AAA. Again, I'm not trying to make a case like I know a whole bunch about Morales, but I spent 5 or 10 minutes looking him up, so nothing crazy special. But I mean, I guess you could. For me, it would be right back to the over. Again, I have no interest betting this. The A's offensively are just so hit or miss for me. You just never know what to expect. That's why I didn't bet the over today, because I just didn't really know what to expect with them. So yeah, you can put the over up for me. I think it's another same type of situation as today, but I'm not actually going to bet it.
Spoon, anything here?
Yeah, Athletics plus 114. I think Morales is a really good young prospect coming up. He can touch 100 miles an hour with his fastball, has a plus slider, reviewed by a couple different pitching prospect places. I think this is a guy that's performed really well in the PCL at this point, and you put him in not necessarily the worst park to pitch in here in Baltimore. On the other side, Cade Povich is a lefty, and you look at the Athletics versus lefties recently, they got 4 off Parker, 8 off Mackenzie Gore, 2 off Rodriguez, 4 off Colton Gordon when he was pitching really well. This team's just really getting to lefties. I don't have a ton of faith in Povich to pitch well here. 5.25 ERA on the season, 6.81 here at home. This is just a spot where I can only get behind the Athletics. I think this is a bunch of plus money. This game finishes closer to a pick'em.
You can get a first 5 team total 1.5 for the Athletics. That's wild.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue. I think my leans would be A's or over, so I can't really argue with either of you. But like I said, I'm good. Next up, Angels, Tigers. I think this is a perfect spot for the Tigers to get a nice, easy win here. I can't bet it at minus 200.
Yeah, you should bet it. You should do minus 1.5 or minus 1.
I'm not going to turn my back.
I told them in the voice chat.
I'm not going to turn my back on the Angels after they were so kind to me today at plus 125. But I do think this is a really nice looking spot for the Tigers. Huge starting pitching advantage. You got Kokonowitz on the mound pitching. It's Kokonowitz. Yeah. Oh. You got Kokonowitz on the mound pitching to a bunch of lefties in the Tigers lineup. Kerry Carpenter in the lineup. Remember that when the Tigers see a lefty, you hesitate a little bit. But this lineup has been very good at home this entire season. They've been very good against righties this entire season, with the exception of a really ugly-looking chunk in there. So I think the Tigers shouldn't have problems getting to Kokonowitz. Also, late in the game, Tigers have the advantage. Not that the Angels bullpen is completely cooked, but it is on the tax side. Jansen went tonight. Zephron threw 23 tonight. 2 of their main long relievers, Garcia and Burke, both have gone back-to-back nights. So Angels bullpen a little on the tax side as well. I would need like minus 180, and it's actually going up. There's minus 210s open now, so it doesn't look like I'm going to get it. But I would bet the Tigers probably like minus 175, minus 180. But I'm not. As of right now, just Tigers or pass.
Spoon?
Yeah, pretty much agree with everything Kyle just said there. I think Casey Mize matches up pretty well versus this Angels lineup. You look at them versus right-handed pitching, 22nd in WRC plus last 30 days, 26th in WRC plus last 14 days. Some of the pitchers they faced, you can say it's not the best competition, and I just think that they should have scored a lot more runs. Casey Mize hasn't looked his best recently, but this is a spot where I expect him to pitch pretty well. Jack Kokonowitz on the other side, I really think the Tigers get a bunch of runs off him. The only way I'd play this is like a Tigers team total. I know that some people think Kokonowitz is better than what his spreadsheet shows, but I just see so many crooked numbers on there, and I can't get past it. A 1.64 whip to righties, a 1.63 whip to lefties. It's either side of the plate hits him up. I think Kerry Carpenter and Tigers have a day.
Yeah, Kokonowitz sucks. Toast?
Yeah, I think you guys are absolutely out of your mind. I made the rule weeks ago, you don't lay juice with the Tigers. The fact that you made a statement of I would lay minus 175 is absolutely
I'll bet it. At minus 175, I'll bet it.
Absolutely asinine. The Tigers, I mean, why I don't even understand why we think the Tigers are a good baseball team. They haven't even played 500 baseball in a month. I mean, they just lost two
Kerry
or three
Carpenter was hurt, bro.
Kerry Carpenter's back, and they just lost 2 or 3 to Minnesota that traded their whole goddamn team. Who gives a shit? Kerry Carpenter doesn't even play versus left-handed hitting. He's like one of the most overrated players in Major League Baseball. It's absolutely ridiculous.
He's a spark plug in the lineup, bro. He's a spark plug.
Yeah, he's so awesome. So Casey Mize, what they neglected to tell you is that, yeah, if this was 2 months ago, then maybe we could consider the Tigers here. But Casey Mize last 3 outings got shelled by, keep in mind, Minnesota's a AAA lineup. He went 6 innings, still gave up 3 runs, got shelled, another AAA lineup in Arizona, inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. Shelled at the Pirates, 4 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. Shelled against Seattle, 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs. So laying this price with the team that just blows my mind. Yes, Kokonowitz has had a couple really bad starts. His last one in against Texas, but I mean, 4 2/3 against Texas after he got lit up against them. That's decent. Toronto's a really good team. He went 5 1/3, went 3 runs. Washington sucks. He went 4 innings, 2 runs. Boston's good, 5 innings, 4 runs. Like, it would be over or pass, but I really want to bet the Angels at this number.
Wait, all that shit talking and then you go over or pass?
Yeah, I'm just saying that the fact that you guys are talking about laying juice with the Tigers at this number is, like I said, absolutely asinine to me. I wouldn't pay -140 with Casey Mize on the mound, let alone 200. That's crazy. Crazy.
I would bet I'd bet 3 units if Casey Mize was -140 versus Kokonowitz and the Angels tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think Train FX described it best. Nah, Toast just yapping.
Yeah, Toast is just yapping. Kerry Carpenter's back, and they've lost their last 2 series. And if they don't win tomorrow, that's going to be 3 straight series with Kerry Bonds back. Well, they just keep on losing. Oh no!
They're not losing on Sunday on this one. They're winning this game. Guardians, White Sox. My only loss of the day was the over here.
Yeah, it sucked.
I actually didn't even look at this one, to be honest. Spoon, I heard you talking about it in the voice chat. I heard you talk about Slade Ciccone. You like him to pitch well here?
It's Ciccone. Charles just likes to add that H in there for some weird reason. This is
Wait, what's his name?
It's Slade Ciccone.
I say Ciccone too. Is it Ciccone? Oh,
it's Charles' fault.
It is Charles' fault. He just started saying it.
All right, what do you like?
Somebody else say it and you just repeat it.
Ciccone.
So to start with this, Davis Martin on the other side. We can look at his last few outings. He's not been great. Gave up 5 earned to Seattle. Gave up 4 earned runs to Houston. 3 earned runs to Tampa Bay. 2 earned runs over 5 2/3 to Philadelphia. It's not a terrible start. This is a guy that I think had to deal with some injuries, and he's kind of rehabbing still on the major league mound. And I think this is a guy that can pitch pretty well to this Guardians lineup. I could only be on the White Sox here. Slade Ciccone on the other side has outperformed a lot of people's expectations for him on the season. The Guardians are really good with this, bringing up younger pitchers and getting a lot out of them. But this White Sox lineup is really hitting well. Last 30 days versus right-handed pitching, they're 8th in baseball in WRC+. Last 14 days, 6th in baseball. They just got 4 earned runs off Tanner Bybee. Like, I have Tanner Bybee well ahead of Slade Ciccone in any sort of ranking list. I think this is a spot where the White Sox bats keep them alive this entire game. And Cleveland Guardians, I mean, it's the same story year after year. It's just one bat and Jose Ramirez. And I mean, sure, Stephen Kwan can slap hit a couple singles, but I'm not really worried about this Guardians lineup. I'm pretty close to betting the White Sox, but I have not pulled the trigger.
I will not be betting the White Sox, but I like I said, I didn't look at the game. I won't bet the White Sox against a righty.
Guardians bullpen's pretty taxed as well.
Okay. Toast, what do you think?
It would only be it would only be Cleveland for me. I get what he's saying, especially with the Cleveland bullpen situation. But I think that with the Class A news and stuff like that, I don't think that people are paying attention that Cleveland's one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. 20-10 their last 30, 14-6 their last 20, 8-2 their last 10. This team just keeps on winning baseball games. And Ciccone has been nothing but really, really good for them. I mean, 6 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings, 8 1/3, 7 innings, 6 innings. I mean, he got blown up by the Athletics. And besides that, it's all 2 or 3 run baseball. And this White Sox team, I mean, yes, has been kind of good to us at the times, but I really like them versus left-handed pitching. They really kind of looked dead today. I just, unless they get runs late, I mean, not that Davis Martin's been absolutely terrible, but at the same time, I think Sacconi's been much, much better. So Cleveland continues to win games. Do I want to pay 145, 154? Probably not, but it would only be Cleveland for me.
Spoon, I'm going to let you bat lead off on the next one because I couldn't believe, not that I couldn't believe your pick here. I couldn't believe how confidently you were spitting it out in the voice chat. You weren't just taking the Mets. You were like sounding like it was your favorite bet of the day type shit.
To start it, I have not actually bet the Mets yet, but this is only a Mets spot for me. We look at Quinn Priester. His numbers, any way you cut it, they're really good on the season. But this is not a guy that I expect to finish with a 3 ERA at the end of the season. This is a guy that I expect closer to a 4, and we don't have that much baseball left in the season. I think the Mets lineup is very capable of putting a crooked inning or 2 up on this guy. And we're looking at the Mets. This is a playoff baseball team. The Brewers are one of the most overperforming baseball teams that we've seen. Like, you look at them, their last 40 games, they've won like 32 of them. It's outrageous. Hot streaks happen, sure, but it's not something that's a result of the Milwaukee Brewers being a good baseball team. It's more of a statistical anomaly than anything. And Sean Manaea, he's been very serviceable out there on the mound every single time out there. Cleveland just tagged him for 5 runs. That's his worst start of the season. I think that's the perfect time to back a guy right off a bad game. He wants to go out there and pitch well. This is a major league pitcher. He got tagged by 5 runs by one of the worst lineups in Cleveland. They're hot right now, whatever you want to call it. I think this is a spot where Manaea comes out, pitches well. They have a lot of arms available in that Mets bullpen. They just strengthened it here at the deadline. Meanwhile, Milwaukee didn't make any moves. The Cubs didn't force their hand, so they didn't have to. They're a low-budget team. They operate that way. They're relying on the power of friendship to win games. I don't think that's going to pull it out here tomorrow. I'm pretty close to the Mets.
Yo,
pocket pancakes and all.
Dude, the comments were going crazy. Like, the comments were funny. Like, it was like, nah, hell no. Like, going on and on. It's like, where's TV Jones? Someone call TV Jones.
I've never seen Spoon so animated about a pick.
Dude,
like
in
that.
the voice chat,
like, what's going on?
Dude, I was listening to him in the voice chat, like, jaw dropped. He goes, I don't see any way this is a Brewer spot.
Hold on. You got to start by saying the 6 people that went in front of me were all like, Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Milwaukee.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just like echo chamber.
His exact words were, I don't see any way this is a Brewer spot. I was like, dude, how about the fact that they're like 30-3?
I swore in the voice chat. I tried not to do it here on the show.
TV Jones is at the Iowa State Fair in line with the zipper, just so pissed off he can't say anything right now.
TV Jones would be turning over in his urn. Wow. Toast?
How do you follow that? Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
So
right,
I was gonna say I've lost with the Mets the last 2 nights. I got CLV in both nights. I had 125 today. I know that was a weird kind of line going back and forth, but man, I can't do it. It would only be the Brewers for me. I wish I could get there with you, Spoon. I really do. And I agree with you to a point. I wouldn't agree with the whole lucky thing and all that stuff, but it seems like the Brewers continue to have just big innings whenever they need them and to push them over the edge. So
1 inning every game.
I know, I get it. So but for me, if the Brewers versus lefties is like the spot that we want, like, so it's just really hard for me to make a case for the Mets here today. So, I mean, I'm not going against the Priest. I'm not going to talk shit about him. He's been really, really good. I agree with you a little bit about the ERA thing, kind of a little bit, but if they figured him out and he's got a pitch mix that he likes, he just might be really good now. So I can't do it. It would only be Milwaukee or pass. I'm not betting it. I'm not losing again on the series.
You know what the comments remind, because the comments were going nuts during this. You know what the comments remind me of is, you remember back in the day when you like WWF wrestling or WWE wrestling, when like something bad is happening, like Vince McMahon screwing somebody over, and you're just like waiting for the glass to break and Stone Cold to come out. That's like they're waiting for TV. They're like, "Where's TV Jones? Like he's gonna come out." They're like, "Someone get TV on the phone." Like TV Jones.
Hits me in the back with the steel chair.
Yeah, they're all like, "Where's TV Jones?" This is what Spoon is talking about in the late innings. By the way, there's definitely truth to what he's saying. The Brewers bullpen is cooked. You're probably not going to see Trevor. Well, actually, you're definitely not going to see Trevor McGill. He's gone back-to-back days, through 22 pitches, 3 of the last 4. You're probably not going to see a Uribe either. Shelby Miller only threw 10 pitches, but he's fresh off the IL, remember? I'm not sure if they're going to throw him 2 nights in a row. Koenig threw 13 pitches. I don't even trust him. Ashby threw 20 pitches. That's one of the arms that I trust. Let's go, Spoon. Let's do it. I haven't bet the Mets yet in this series. I'll do it with you. Let's go. I'm betting us right now. Fuck TV Jones. There's no way he's watching. He's blasted somewhere.
Go to Bet 365. 105.
I'm actually Bet 365. Sorry guys, I don't mean to hold up the show. I don't actually have this bet placed, so give me 1 second.
The comments aren't going to like it because they keep on getting paid out by the Brewers.
No. I'm not blaming anyone until Milwaukee.
I know, yeah.
I
was just trying to kill some time for you so you can make your bet.
And you know what?
Recency bias always wins.
The bullpen situation is
and you know what? I was talking a lot of shit to TV Jones about this series, the Mets Brewers, and I haven't bet the Mets in any of the games yet. So I might as well take a stab with.
You know what's crazy is that the Mets just can't beat the Brewers in the regular season. In the postseason, it's fine, but over the last 11,
we just
12,
beat
13,
them earlier in the year.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the numbers. Since 2023, the Brewers are 11, 12, 13, and 4 against the Mets in the regular season.
Ask me if I'm worried about the Brewers in the postseason.
No one's worried about the Brewers.
No one, and I quote. I hope
post.
TV Jones. I hope you're woken up. It's Sunday morning. You're hungover listening to this. No one gives a shit about the Brewers in the postseason.
I hope you can't find your left shoe.
Phillies Rangers in Arlington. I bet this one.
I like it. I'm waiting, but I like it.
I'm in. Rangers money line. I did it. I don't absolutely love this one.
What number did you get?
Plus 130. What can you get now?
135 on ESPN. But that's just ESPN.
You can. It's plus 130 on ESPN. I'm looking at it.
Well, then mine's not loaded, so okay.
Yeah, but it actually looks like Pinnacle just moved towards the Phillies a little bit. So we'll see. So yeah, I am on the Rangers here at plus 130. I don't absolutely love it. I think it's a decent number. There's a bunch of reasons that go into this. Number one being Patrick Corbin's been rock solid, and he's been rock solid at home. In his last 3 home starts, here are his numbers. They look great. He's actually been pretty solid overall. Here are his game logs. He's been pitching really well. The Yankees got to him, but before that, we're talking about 3 great starts in a row. And honestly, he's been pretty consistently solid all year, Corbin. Phillies against lefties, not nearly as impressive as they are against righties. I mean, they did score 4 runs on Cade Povich. Didn't really do much against Rogers. Didn't do anything against Skubal, but that's Skubal. I mean, the game logs against lefties don't look nearly as impressive as they do against righties. On the other side, you got Zach Wheeler, who has not looked that great. I'm not going to go as far to say that Zach Wheeler looks like shit or anything like that, but he doesn't quite look himself. 3 of his last 4 starts, the opposing team has a hard hit rate of 50% or higher. So teams are getting the barrel on the baseball against Zach Wheeler his last 4 starts. And this is the weird part, because the Phillies have been doing nothing but winning, right? Phillies have been red hot. They're 1-3 in Zach Wheeler's last 4 starts. So they're not even winning these Zach Wheeler games. They're 1-3 in the last 4 games that he starts. So on top of that, Phillies bullpen a little on the tax side. It's not so much the condition the bullpen's in right now. It's not too bad. It's the fact that the Phillies took the first 2 games of this series. They immediately fly to Cincinnati for a much more important series. They've taken the first 2. There's no reason to empty the tank and use up your bullpen before you go into a much more important series against the Reds. Meanwhile, the Rangers are in the exact opposite position. They just took 2 home losses to the Phillies. They have an unimportant series starting at home where they don't have to travel against the Diamondbacks. So the Rangers have every reason to empty the tank, use every single one of their bullpen arms who are rested to get this win and avoid the sweep. So, yeah, I don't absolutely love it. It's Zach Wheeler, but I did take the Rangers at plus 130.
I guess I want to be on the Rangers too. I don't know if I actually bet it. I was kind of waiting to see what this line does, but if you want more reason to fade Zach Wheeler, the last 2 times that he's been to Texas, 2023 and 2022, absolutely shelled. 8 innings, 9 runs, 14 hits. Really does not have great history in this building at all. So if that's something that you like to listen to, there's that for you. But I'm probably just going to end up passing. I maybe a lean towards an under. You can put up Texas for me too. I want to see. For me, it's you're getting Zach Wheeler off of back-to-back shitty road starts and a home start that really wasn't that great. But I mean, he still struck out 10 guys. I don't know. I just want to see what he looks like on the road. I don't really know. And then as far as Corbin is concerned, I love him. He's been really, really good this year. Those last 3 home starts, though, against the Yankees, the Athletics, and Detroit, 3 teams that offensively are really, really struggling right now. Obviously, the Phillies aren't really good versus left-handed pitching, but I don't know if it's enough there for me to get there, but it would be Rangers or under.
Spoon?
I really agree with everything you guys are saying. I look at this game and I see Patrick Corbin on one side and I see Zach Wheeler on the other side, and I just feel like money is going to have to come in on the Philadelphia Phillies. Patrick Corbin had a whole day named after him for the last 3 years. How many bettors have that bias of we just always bet against Corbin? I know this year he's been a lot better, and I really agree with it. I think this is a Texas spot. I don't know that it's the time to move on it right now. I think we get a little bit of a better line if we wait a little bit.
And Toast, ESPN bet just moved to plus 135 right after
also, will you please check the Discord so the world can see the picture that Sports Scientist Jacob gave us?
Yo. Who made this? This is like ChatGPT.
I have no idea.
All right,
I don't know.
Let's bring it up on the screen. This is just.
But it made me laugh as soon as I saw it.
A Mets Spoon bobblehead, and the passion that he was speaking about that Mets bat in the voice chat. I've heard Spoon give out hundreds of bets in that voice chat. That one had me like, damn, he really likes the Mets here. Washington, San Francisco. This is the ultimate WTF game. I'll explain. So I feel like this is one of those games where that has such a crazy amount of possible variations of what could happen here that so on one side you've had Justin Verlander, who as a whole hasn't been very good this year, but his last few starts he's looked pretty good. So Justin Verlander for most of the season has been bad, but the last 3 starts he's been pretty good. But what does Justin Verlander struggle with, or has struggled with for most of the year? Lefty bats. How do we trust the Nationals lineup right now? We don't, but they do have a lot of lefties. So you got Justin Verlander. Do we trust that he's now pitching well? Do we trust him pitching against a bunch of lefties? Do we trust the Nationals lineup? The answer is no. We don't trust any of those things. I don't trust Justin Verlander to pitch well against a bunch of lefties. I don't trust the Nationals lineup to hit. I don't trust any of that. Same exact thing on the other side, because Mackenzie Gore looks terrible. We're talking about his last 3 or 4 starts. He looks like he is checked out. He is getting regularly rocked. He doesn't look good at all. But the Giants have been so practical joke bad against left-handed pitching. They're looking like the worst lineup in baseball against lefties. So do I trust Mackenzie Gore right now? Absolutely not. He looks like he's ready for the offseason, but I also don't trust the Giants lineup against lefties. So I don't trust either pitcher. I don't trust either lineup. The matchups are crazy. This is the ultimate who the F knows game. I don't. Pass.
It would only be under or pass for me. I told you guys, Giants are one of those teams where you just can't lay juice with them no matter what the case is. As we saw, they just lost to Washington yesterday. But yes, Mackenzie Gore has looked bad. I also feel like he has the ability to pitch well against this San Francisco team that's really struggled versus left-handed pitching. I mean, they're seeing guys like Ogaswaga, or however you say his name, Heaney, David Peterson, that's a good name. Bailey Falter, Eric Lauer, that's a good name. But I mean, we're going back to the beginning of last month now. But regardless, they're not doing anything versus those guys. I mean, they're one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball versus left-handed pitching. So, yes, Mackenzie Gore hasn't looked great, but I mean, prior to that, I mean, he did put up decent numbers. Like, I mean, on the road at Minnesota, on the road at St. Louis, on the road at San Diego. I mean, that's all within the last 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks. So, I don't know. It would only be under for me. I think that people are underestimating what Justin Verlander has been doing. I think that, I mean, you go back to essentially the beginning of last month on 7-9. He had a good home start against Philadelphia. And then after that, got rocked against Toronto, but then 3 really good starts against Atlanta and Pittsburgh. When he's been facing these lower level lineups, even Chicago and Miami going back farther than those starts, he's been pitching really well against them. So yeah, it would only be under pass. Sorry for being long-winded.
You're good. Spoon?
I'm on the opposite side of toast here. Sometimes I think there's a little bit of value just betting into uncertainty. As you said, there's not a lot you can trust in this game. And you look at Justin Verlander's last 3 starts. He saw Pittsburgh twice, an offense that's absolutely reeling. Atlanta, a team that traded away. Guys, they're picking up just bodies off the anywhere they can get to come in and pitch, come in and hit for them. Like, I don't think that Justin Verlander's numbers over the last 3 starts really reflect where he's at. Even to Pittsburgh, he gave up 9 hits and 2 walks over those 2 starts, only 1 earned run there. But I feel like this Washington lineup is so much more well-suited to hit him. They're stacked with really good lefties at the top of the lineup. And Mackenzie Gore, obviously, you look at the Giants versus left-handed pitching, and you see a bunch of 1s and a bunch of 2s over the last 10 games. They haven't been able to get to anybody. But Mackenzie Gore on the opposite side, his last 4 starts, 8 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 8 earned runs. Like, this is a guy that I do not trust right now. You said he's checked out on the mound. I fully agree with that. I think he's dealing with some arm fatigue, and regression hits everybody at some point in the season. And I think it hits these giant bats tomorrow. I think they come alive. And I think Justin Verlander also comes back down to earth. I haven't bet this yet, but I really like the over here.
I'm good. Next. Next up is Toronto. You guys both really like the same thing. So go ahead, Toast. Spoon's with you.
For me, I guess I just don't really understand the price. Is it Glass now or Yamamoto for sure? Because I don't really care either way which one it is, but which one is it?
It's Glass now.
Okay. So I don't even have a spreadsheet for that. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on.
Go ahead, Spoon.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You guys are both on the same thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to have the right numbers in front of me.
Like, if we rip the team names off here and we rip the pitcher names off here and we look at just the actual stats in this game, I think this line moves 30 cents more towards a pick'em than what it is right now. We're looking at Eric Lauer, a guy that's got a 2.59 ERA on the season, a 2.6 ERA on the road. Everywhere he goes, he's been super serviceable. We look at his last 10 starts. He doesn't have a single start where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. And it's not like the Dodgers are absolutely tattooing left-handed pitching at all. We look at their last 10 starts. They only have 2 games where they've gotten more than 2 earned runs off of a left-handed starter. And I just don't have that much confidence in Tyler Glass now. Just not his last start, but the start before that, he only went 4 innings, gave up 4 earned runs to the Cincinnati lineup that I don't have a lot of faith in. He had 5 walks in that game. This is a guy that pretty publicly is known, relies on that sticky stuff. And all it takes is 1 extra mound visit in the first inning, and he could just absolutely melt away. This price is ridiculous. The Toronto money line plus 154. I see it even higher than that at spots. I kind of bouncing back and forth between the plus 1.5 just because it's so affordable here. And you add an extra 25% of games that end on 1 run. And I think that's really valuable. But Blue Jays versus right-handed pitching on the season, they're 4th in WCR plus, 2nd in OPS on the last 30 days, last 14 days, number one in every single stat. I think Tyler Glasnow gives up some runs here tomorrow. This Blue Jays team is playing really well, and Eric Lauer, I mean, I heard you say the other day the Brewers are just being disrespected by the market. How could you pitch better than what Eric Lauer is pitched right now? We talk about whip a lot. Under 1.25 is good versus one side of the plate. He's got a 0.94 ERA or 0.94 whip to lefties, 0.99 whip to righties. This guy's been amazing. The Dodgers bats, sure, they came alive tonight. I'm sure everybody's going to think that tomorrow when they go to hit the money line on him. But I think this is only a Toronto spot.
I guess you agree with a lot of what he said.
Yeah, I agree. It's more or less for me. The Dodgers aren't playing good baseball right now. They shouldn't be priced like this. And I mean, I had the same thing with Toronto the other day, and yesterday or 2 days ago, and I had Toronto at a huge price, and it didn't close. Or it closed 30 cents, or I got 30 cents of CLV on it, and it didn't really matter. And I still just don't think you should be giving out these prices. I mean, like he said, Eric Lauer has been really, really good, and not that like it's a fade of Tyler Glasnow, but for one, also another point with Eric Lauer, over his last 7 starts, 5 of them have been on the road: Colorado, Baltimore, Detroit, the White Sox, and Boston. So he's more than comfortable pitching on the road, and he didn't get shelled in any of those outings. And as far as Glasnow is concerned, you can't really say it's like an absolute fade of him, but I do think that he gets thrown into the mix of all these really, really good pitchers, and I don't think he's good, but I don't really think that he's like the upper echelon of major league pitching. So he's really, really brittle. I mean, you never know when he's going to get hurt. And he's just one of those guys that, I just don't feel like you should be laying this price with right now. So the Blue Jays are just way, way, way too hot for me to not take them at this price. So if they get swept in Dodger Stadium this weekend, I guess so be it. But I took Toronto at a huge plus price.
I know it sounds crazy with these two pitchers on the mound. Lauer's been awesome, like Spoon talked about. I know it sounds crazy with these two pitchers, but it would be just the same thing as just over. You can get 8.5. I know this graphic says 9. You can get 8.5. Extremely favorable weather for scoring runs in this game. I'll pull it up right here. Wow, you can't even see that. Sorry about that. So Dodger Stadium is towards the top here in terms of weather. We got wind blowing out to dead center. Obviously, it's LA, so it's going to be warm. Plus 17% home run index. I'm not betting this game. It would only be over them. Next up, Rockies, Diamondbacks in the desert. I don't. What did I say? Rockies are past. What was the final score of that game? I didn't even watch the pitch. I haven't watched a single pitch of this series.
I don't even know what the final score. It was tied forever.
Diamondbacks won 6-5. I haven't watched a single pitch of this series. Haven't bet anything. I don't know.
I would only be over or pass again. Not the Brandon Pfaadt fade, like as I'm known for, but he did get lit up on the road against Detroit. But besides that, he had been pitching really good for about a month or so. So not really the spot where I'm trying to fade Brandon Pfaadt. But I will say this, he doesn't have really good history against this Colorado team. Saw him this year and last year. The last year's start doesn't really do much for me, but regardless, it's still 12 innings of 8-run baseball and 14 hits. I mean, it really hasn't been very good for him. And I don't really know what to expect from Colorado, but I mean, they have a few guys that have seen him, especially Mickey Moniak, but it's more of a question of what you're going to get out of Tanner Gordon for me. He went through like a good 3 or 4 start stretch there where he pitched decent against the Cubs, St. Louis, and the Yankees. So he got shelled against Detroit twice, Toronto, and Cleveland. So I don't know if I trust this Diamondbacks offense to score like those teams, but now over the last week or so, this Diamondbacks offense has definitely found their groove. I mean, 6 runs tonight, 6 runs last night, then 2, 5, 6, 6, 7. I mean, so they've been scoring some runs over the last week to 8 days or whatever that is. So it would only be over for me. There's no chance in hell I actually bet it though.
Spoon, anything here?
No, we can just move on. I'm at
with
this
you.
price, it's only Colorado Rockies or pass.
Spoon, I guess we'll give you the spotlight for this next one. I don't think I've ever seen Spoon give out a bet like this, but I have a specific graphic made for you. So go ahead. I've never seen Spoon give out a bet like this before, so there you go. Plus 525. Go ahead.
Yeah, I put a quarter unit on this. I went back and forth with how to back this game. I've gained so much respect for Brian Wu over the course of this season, just watching him pitch. He's had a few bad outings in his last few starts versus the Athletics and versus Houston, but I mean, this guy's been rock solid at home all year, 2.17 ERA. And we look at the Rays versus right-handed pitching the last 30 days, they're 29th WRC plus, 29th or 28th in every single category across the board. I don't expect them to get a lot of runs off him, but if I do, it's going to be Brandon Lau. He's the one lefty in this lineup that I'm worried about, and he hits righties really well. Adrian Hauser on the other side, this guy that has shown the ability to come out and pitch some really good games, but I just don't think he's going to have it tomorrow. I don't think he's going to be able to go out there. His last 3 starts in a row, he's given up 3 earned runs or more, 10 hits to Pittsburgh, 11 hits to the Angels. I think this is a spot where the Mariners win. I have trouble trying to lay a run line or a -1 or anything like that in this park, but I think they win, and I think Brandon Lau comes through like he always does for the Rays versus right-handed pitching, and I think this is a ton of value.
So we got, for those of you listening in podcast form, he's got, you can't see the graphic on the screen, he's got Mariners money line in a same game parlay with Brandon Lau. That's plus 525. So that's Mariners money line and Brandon Lau RBI plus 525. I agree with the Mariners part. Minus 190 is very expensive, but it's completely justified here. The Rays bats have been terrible. I know they've like showed up a couple times here and there in like the last week or so, and it's kind of making us forget how bad this lineup has been. I'll pull it up on the screen now. Whoops, wrong screen. So you can see, I mean, this is one of the worst lineups in baseball for a month now, so I'm not letting a day or two cloud my judgment on that. And you got Brian Wu, who's been one of the most consistent starting pitchers in baseball. I'm not going to let a shaky start or two cloud my judgment on that. This is also a pitcher in Brian Wu who's been much better at home in Seattle for multiple years now. So I think we have enough evidence here to point to Brian Wu throwing an absolute gem. The Mariners lineup going through a little bit of a lull, and they're such a streaky team. I don't necessarily have a ton of faith in them, but they should be able to get a couple off Adrian Hauser. It would only be Mariners for me. I'm not going to pay the big number for it, but it will only be Mariners.
I would go right back to the over 7.5. I would wait till see this over 7, but not that I think that Brian Wu's going to get hit up or anything like that, but I just don't really like the situation that the Mariners have in the bullpen. I mean, you have Munoz, Bonzardo, and Spear or Spire, or however the hell you say his last name, all 3 of the last 4 days. Just not really. I mean, I know that Brian Wu goes deep into games, so that's not the biggest concern. But when you're laying minus 190, it's definitely a concern there. And Adrian Hauser has been absolutely terrible. So, and also, not to mention, he really struggles. Excuse me. With lefty bats, so Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, Polanco, Canzone, Crawford, Cole Young. I think that Seattle should have a field day offensively, so it's just a matter of if the Rays can help us out a little bit. I don't know if I actually bet it. It looks like you might be able to get a 7 in a couple hours or tomorrow morning, so we'll see what happens, but it would only be over a pass for me.
At the moment, I'm only seeing 7.5. It's heavily juiced to the under, though, so you may see a 7 flash at some point. Let's move on to the next game. 2 left. Copy and paste everything I said yesterday. I think the Padres are the significantly better team, and Toast is going to disagree with this. He's a Padres fan, but I already know Toast likes Bayo and he hates Cease. He likes Bayo, so he hates Cease. So even though he's a Padres fan, I would almost guarantee. Are you on Boston, Toast?
I haven't bet it yet, but pretty good chance that I do. I would send Cease to El Paso if I could. So, for all I care, to be dead honest with you,
is El Paso your minor league club?
Yeah, that's the AAA team. Yeah, the Padres won tonight. I was kind of cocky with Kyle before the show about it. Again, just not a team that I trust. Every time, if you're betting the Padres, just hold your nose because it's not off. I mean, again, they scored 5 runs tonight, so maybe their offense is starting to come around a little bit. They have been putting up some runs, but it's definitely not consistent enough for me to continue to lay these prices with them. Dylan Cease, for one, has been terrible pretty much all year long for the most part, at least the last 2 months or so. Had a decent start on the road at Washington, who doesn't, and then a decent start at home against St. Louis after he got throttled by the Mets. So good for him. This is going to be his third home start in a row, so it should be theoretically a decent spot against them. He also has decent numbers versus this Boston lineup. The couple guys that have seen him, nothing crazy though. I mean, Yoshida has good numbers, so he has like 2 plate appearances. But regardless, the story of the day is Brian Bayo, who continues to pitch really, really well. I know he got a lot of a scruff last season because he really wasn't pitching well because he had a bit of a forearm injury. And since he's came back and since he's gotten paid, he's been pretty damn well, and he's consistently giving you 5-6 innings of baseball, of 1 or 2 run baseball. Not to mention the fact, excuse me, that the Padres used Suarez, Miller, Adam, Marijon, Estrada today. They all had a couple of days off prior to that. But again, when they use the full A team, I don't really like backing them the next day either, especially on a Dylan Cease start where we can only really trust on Dylan Cease for maybe 4 or 5 innings. And as far as the playoffs are concerned, and if the Padres make the playoffs, you're going to see Dylan Cease 2 times through the order, and then he's going to get yanked. So I think you might start seeing that here in the regular season. You've seen his last 3 outings go no more than 6 innings. That wouldn't shock me here if you see it again today, 2 times through the lineup. And that's where it bothers me, because then you're going to ask guys like Matsui and David Morgan, who I love David Morgan, but I want a little bit more experience against this Boston team that's been really good. Sorry for being long-winded. It would only be Boston for me.
Spoon, tell them why we like the Padres.
I didn't bet it.
I'm considering betting the Padres. Go ahead, Spoon. I am in agreement with everything you said in the voice chat.
Yeah, so Dylan Cease, guy Toast does not like. I do like. I've watched him since his minor league days and kind of just tracked him into the majors. One big thing about this guy is he relies completely on his strikeout stuff. So you need a young lineup that strikes out a lot. And if we look at Boston on the season, they're 4th in MLB in strikeouts. They strike out a lot. So this is a team where I think he matches up really well against. I think he can go out there, get quite a few strikeouts, not put as many guys on base via the walk. And on the opposite side here, I feel the opposite way about Bayo. He had 1 start versus Boston versus the New York Yankees that really impressed me. But besides that, he pitched in Oracle at the Giants Stadium, one of the most pitcher-friendly parks in baseball. Great job. He only gave up 1 earned run. Toronto got 3 off of him. Cincinnati, just a struggling lineup. Wow, he pitched 9 innings versus Colorado on the road. Like, that's not an amazing
find me
start.
the bad start, bro. Come on now.
So it's the level of competition here. It's the level of competition. Every time he faces a decent lineup, he gives up 3 earned runs every single time. And the Padres lineup is coming to life. This is a spot where I think the Padres can get runs off Bayo. Kansas City, his last time out. Minnesota's given up on the season. Kansas City, everybody's been on their team total under the entire season. These aren't starts that impress me. Every single time out there, besides that Yankees start, I have not been impressed with the guy. His numbers look great on a spreadsheet, but I'm on the opposite side of you. Nothing against it or anything, but I think this is a Padres spot. It's a little too much for me to pay. I'd rather be at like minus 125 or so around on this line, and I might even get there. I think a lot of people are going to feel exactly like Toast does, that they see this. And Dylan Cease, his ERA is really high on the season, 4.6. You look at Brian Bayo on the season, 2.88. This is just not a spot where I could be on the Boston Red Sox in any shape. Padres are nothing.
So I agree with you. Padres are nothing. Where I disagree with you is trying to tell me this isn't like Bayo's been good, dude. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this guy, he consistently goes out there.
Okay, so go down the starts. Which of those offenses
now do that with
3
Dylan
earned runs to is good?
All right,
great. Now do that with Dylan Cease. Let's do that. Let's play this game.
Yeah, let's go look at Dylan Cease. If we're going to pick apart, first of all, these look really good.
How many of these lineups are top 5 in the league in strikeouts?
We're talking about teams that are checked out. Well, he just found him.
Toast loves Bayo, dude.
No, everybody gives this kid so much.
We couldn't have more opposite takes on these 2 pitchers.
But I agree with Spoon that it's the Padres, and I agree that I think these 2 pitchers are way closer than the numbers indicate. In fact, I do think Dylan Cease might be a slightly better starting pitcher, even though the recent numbers don't really show that. Where I disagree is trying to discredit Bayo. He's been fucking awesome. Excuse my language. He's been great. So that's where I disagree. Is like I'm trying to pick apart all those. If it was like 2 starts, okay, dude. There was like 11 of his last 12 were solid. I disagree with that, but I agree with you. It would only be Padres for me. I think they have the significantly better lineup, the significantly better bullpen, the deeper bullpen. So the only spot where it's a little bit iffy is starting pitching, and I don't even know if I think Bayo's better than Cease. He's just been pitching better than Cease recently, which is not always the best indication.
That would be a fun argument, like Bayo or Cease, because I think that would be a fun argument to have. Like, who would you rather have? I would be curious to see. Please put that. Put your answer
let's do a poll.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I think I agree with you. They're very, very similar. So I don't want to make a case that I think that Brian Bayo is like night and day better, but I think that'd be a fun little exercise. I'd be kind of curious to see what people say.
Let's see. Because like it's the kind of thing where if you did this poll at the beginning of the season, it would be 99% Cease. So yeah. It's like
probably. Yeah, you're right.
Everyone's voting Bayo.
Interesting. Okay.
Recency bias always wins.
I'm telling you, I disagree. I think Cease might be better. Although this season's a little alarming. Dylan Cease, I really haven't been impressed. But all right, Sunday Night Baseball, and we got the Cubs man. First of all, shout out to the Chicago MFing Cubs, my biggest bet of the year, coming through. A no doubter too. I was sweating the Royals on this TV the entire time, but Cubs on this one, didn't even have to glance at it. Shit was 5-0 before I even got it on the screen. So shout out to the Cubs. I'm inclined to go right back to it here. I don't like this number as much. I'm seeing a -120. What are your thoughts, Spoon? You going back to the Cubs? It's another right-handed pitcher, right-handed starter in Sonny Gray.
I haven't gone back to the Cubs yet. I'm looking at this, and Sonny Gray's been one of my favorite pitchers to back on the season. He doesn't have electric stuff or anything. He's just a very experienced starter that knows how to go out there and pitch well, and it's reflected in his numbers on the year. I just don't see any reason to really want to fade him, but Shota versus the Cardinals, I think is a really good matchup for him. You look at the Cardinals recently, it looks like their numbers are good on the spreadsheet. 2 WRC plus, or second WRC plus last 30 and 14 days versus left-handed pitching, but really all that is 3 earned runs off Matthew Boyd and 5 earned runs off of Gomber. They got 11 hits. It really just makes that number jump up so high on the spreadsheet. I think Shota goes out there, pitches a really good game tomorrow. I'm close to it. -120 is definitely in the price range for a fair price. I just don't think there's really any edge on it. I think it's priced pretty fair.
I agree.
It's a cup spot, but I haven't moved on it.
I agree that I don't necessarily love the number. I don't hate. Looks like FanDuel's a little bit off market on the total. You can get an under 8 at -115, and seems like that the market's kind of navigating down to a 7.5. So Cubs are under is what I'm thinking. What do you think, Toast? I want to bet it. It's Sunday Night Baseball. It's the only game on at the time. I'd like to bet it.
Yeah, I'll be betting the Cubs here personally. I just think that this price is way too cheap. I think that we're getting a significant discount because the Cubs haven't played well for a month or so, which is cool. But I also think we're getting a discount because Shota's last 2 starts on the road haven't been great against the White Sox and Milwaukee. But his previous 2 starts of that against Minnesota when they had everybody and against the Yankees, 13 total innings of 3-run baseball. And I think Spoon's the one that mentioned it. If you look at the Cardinals numbers on our spreadsheets, it looks really, really good versus left-handed pitching over the last month and stuff. But then you look at their game logs, they've only got to 2 guys. And I honestly, it was only a matter of time before Matthew Boyd gave up some runs. He'd been throwing out zeros for 2 months. So they get a little bit of credit for it, but not really, in my head, not really a lot of credit. You get absolutely no credit for getting to Austin Gomber as well. So besides that, they're seeing guys like Lobreski, Joby Wentz, Mackenzie Gore, Andrew Heaney, Logan Allen, and Shota already pitched against this team once this year and pitched really well against them. So the Cubs didn't have to use any of their major bullpen arms because obviously they throttled the Cardinals here today. I just don't understand why we're getting such a cheap price. Sonny Gray has been very good. The Cardinals have been very good when he pitches. I think they're 17-6 when Sonny Gray pitches. But again, The Dodgers one was very, very impressive. That's probably one of his veteran starts. But prior to that, home starts, he got shelled against San Diego, kind of got shelled against Miami. I think it was 9 base runners in 5 innings and 3 runs. So he looked decent against Atlanta at home, but that was only 3 innings. He gave up 2 runs in 5 innings against Washington at home. It's just not a place that I'm looking to back Sonny Gray and the Cardinals. So I think getting the Cubs at this price is very, very cheap.
I'll put under up. You know what I'll probably do for this? Just for something fun. I'll probably make like a same game parlay or something stupid. Just do some gambling. Because it's Sunday night baseball and not many of those left. Well, let me rephrase. Not many of those left for me because I'm going to stop giving a shit after another week.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Not many left for me because I might be completely checked out. Although today I said I wanted to, before I hung up my cleats, I wanted to get up over plus 20 units, and I did tonight thanks to the Cubs. So, yeah, it's just about football time for me. Everyone.
That means I'll be hosting, boys.
Yeah, I was thinking for football, because I have guests lined up all week for football. I have guests coming on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was thinking maybe you two and TV Jones record at 11, and then I'll air it, the recording. Like I'll record. That's what I was thinking.
Cool.
But all right, guys, I'm going to do the voice chat, so you guys can take off. I'll talk to you guys later.
I'll have time later. All right, voice chat picks. Let's see what we got. I haven't even looked at these yet. Royals Twins, for those of you listening. Jacob is on the Royals. Reds Pirates. A lot of unders here. Jacob's on the under. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jacob's on the first 5 under. OT's on the first 5 under. Charles is on the Reds and the under. Gab's on the first 5 under. Jacob Lopez is on the first 5 under. Marlins, Braves, OT's on Joey Wentz, under 2.5 earned runs. Jacob's on the first 5, under 5. 1K who is actually in first place in the league, I believe. He leans over. Astros, Yankees. Jacob is on the Astros plus 1.5. A's, Orioles. All right, Charles is on the A's team total over 4.5. Gab is on the A's team total over 4.5. Jacob's on the A's money line. 1K is on the A's money line in the over. Next game is Angels, Tigers. Jacob Lopez is on the Angels money line. Jacob's on the Tigers money line. Kerry Carpenter, HRR. Cleveland, White Sox. Jacob's on the Guardians. 1K's on the Guardians. A couple people on Cleveland there. Mets, Brewers up next. Jacob's on the first 5 under 4.5. 1K's on the first 5 under 4.5 and the Brewers. OT's on the Brewers. Trevor's on the Brewers, and he apparently it's circled. TV Jones, that's Trevor. Phillies, Rangers. Jacob's on the under and lean Texas money line. Charles is on the under 8. Nationals, Giants. Jacob's on the first 5 under 4.5. Gab's on Giants team total over. OT's on Giants money line. Sorry. And a few more games left. Everyone is on the blue. Wow. Everyone's on the Blue Jays. Jacob, Charles, 1K. I don't know what. Hold on. I did not take the Blue Jays. So that's I did not take the Blue Jays in the voice chat. Rays, Mariners, OT's on Seattle. That's right. He likes the Seattle team total over there. I remember that. Jacob's on the Seattle -1. Red Sox, Padres. Gab is on Boston team total over 3.5. OT's on Dylan C strikeouts. Jacob's on the Padres money line, and Cubs, Cardinals. Jacob's on the Cubs and the first 5 under. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll be up for a while. Hit me up if you need me. Yeah, that's it.